Welcome to the Friends in Film podcast. My name is Janet Urban. I've been teaching Friends in Film for 15 years. I show people how to get into the film industry and work, how to become a professional. What you're going to learn from me is all the inside, unspoken stuff that you will not hear anywhere. Even if you've been doing background on film sets, you will not hear how to actually get inside and excel to these top positions in the film industry. As a director, as a DP, as a producer, as an actor. What you're going to learn here is all the stuff that film school doesn't teach you, that you need to know if you want to actually excel to the highest levels. See, we think that the film industry is so hard and that it's going to take us a long time to get to where we want to be. But what it actually is a bunch of small steps that you do that get you on film sets, that get you learning your craft and getting good at your craft and getting opportunities to do your craft so that you do it consistently and get called for it every single week. So come work with us with Friends in Film. You've taken the first step by listening to this podcast, and I look forward to enlightening you everything that you need to know about working in the professional film industry. Hello! So today's episode is for film school grads that want to become DPs and directors and producers on feature films, TV shows, and commercials. And today you probably have graduated from film school and you're working on your passion projects and you're working on your web series and you have stuff that you're writing and scripts and things that you want to get made. So you're looking on Facebook and you're finding other people to work with. And perhaps you're shooting your own projects with your friends and you're submitting them to film festivals. Now, you can keep doing that, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. But if that's your strategy to break into the professional film industry, then you're probably finding that that's not working so well. So you can be shooting like low-budget music videos and, having shoots scheduled every weekend where you're going off with your clan of friends and shooting some amazing footage. And I get that. It's like what you love to do. However, I hope that this episode is going to be a wake-up call for you, because what I want you to realize is that there is a whole world out there of feature films that are shooting right now. There are crews right now down the corner and around the street shooting. There are TV shows that are shooting in stages all over the place. There are 50 to 100 people on all of these shoots. There are commercials that are shooting. And those are the people that you need to be meeting. Those are the people that you need to be with right now. And today you're with your friends shooting these smaller projects, hoping that they're going to lead to something. But you don't have a clear idea. You don't have a clear strategy of how they're going to lead you anywhere. What you're probably doing is you're trying to promote your projects on Instagram and Facebook and trying to become kind of like an influencer so that you can be seen and so that somebody's going to discover you and offer you a chance to come into the professional industry. If that's your strategy, and I know that I kind of boiled it down and it might not be exactly that, but if you're not on these big professional sets, meeting people and working alongside people, then you're probably spinning your wheels on the outside and doing what you love to do, shooting, writing with other people, producing content. But it's all content that is not going to be aired anywhere. It is content that is made to try to get into the professional film industry, to try to become noticed, to try to become seen. So you're spending a lot of time on what I call promotional work, which is work that is made to get you somewhere in your career. But you don't know exactly how it's going to get you anywhere. And if you have been submitting it to film festivals, you're probably finding that that's not doing anything for you. I get emails all the time from people. And, many times I'm hearing, I shot and I won at 6 film festivals. And still, I'm not making any money in the professional film industry. I'm shooting weddings. And then I ask them, what's your goal? And they say, I want to be a director for Netflix. And then I tell them, well, you need to start meeting those people. You need to start getting on those sets to meet directors and producers and DPs and writers that do this professionally. You need to be on those sets. So I think that sometimes a lot of the people that are outside the business, that are working on their own projects, they feel some pride with it. They feel like a little bit like pissed off that they're doing this great work and the whole industry is just not paying any attention to them. And they might even be thinking, well, we're the real ones. And all those people, they just need to go away and let us start taking over. But that's delusional thinking because you don't even know the business yet. You've got to learn. This is a film business, so you've got to learn the film business by working in the film business. It's the best way to learn it. You can't learn the business when you're projects that are no budget or are $5,000 or $10,000. You're learning that business, whatever that is. But where your career is going to be made is going to be on the professional work that has a budget of $450,000 per day. I mean, where your career is going to be made is going to be on narrative TV and feature films and commercials and high-paying music videos where you're working with Taylor Swift and Beyonce, like the real people. Now, when I say that, you might be thinking, well, it seems so unrealistic to work on those big sets. Like, I can wrap my head around shooting my small projects, but I can't really wrap my head around, like, getting hired to work with Beyonce. But that's because you haven't had that experience yet. You haven't tried to get in that world. Maybe you've tried to get in that world, but you haven't made it like this is what you're doing with your life. Like, you are here to make your career in the film industry as a director, as a DP. So therefore, you need to be meeting those people on those sets so that you can start learning your stuff and moving up within those paid professional worlds. I knew that when I wanted to work for National Geographic, that was my goal. I knew I needed to work with National Geographic people. I needed to work with the professionals immediately, right away. I did spend a little bit of time shooting on my own sandhill cranes in Bosque del Apache and also elephant seals up in San Simeon. So I learned, that was like my promotional projects. Like, that was not going to be aired. All of that stuff that I shot was no good anyway, but I was learning, and I had fun and I loved doing it. It also gave me something to talk about when I was on the professional sets. But one thing that I did right that was really good that I teach my people is to get on these professional sets to meet the people that are going to actually hire you and refer you for the future. You have to learn the business by working in the business. You have to get inside and work on these sets to build the skills so that people can hire you professionally as a DP and a director and a producer. The way that I teach is all through jobs. Like, I know that when you're paid to do a job and you're given responsibility for that job, that's where you actually learn skills that people pay for. You work with people that other people know. You are working for companies on a project that is making money, so that's how they're able to afford to pay you. Like, it's the real deal. Like, you have to get paid freelance jobs to get this process going. Everybody wants to work with people that are finding their own work and that are already good. Well, how do you become good? That's the biggest question. And you might think that how you become good is working on your scripts and shooting the passion projects, shooting what I call the promotional projects that are used to promote your own career, but they're not aired anywhere and they have very low budgets. No, that is not where you need to be spending your time. That's not going to get you into the professional world because the professional world doesn't even want to look at that stuff. Like, you get on a professional set, you can't even touch the camera. If you're on a union set, you can't touch the camera. You're not in the camera union. So you might see yourself as like a DP, a director, but when you get on a big professional set, then you're going to be on there as a PA and maybe a camera PA, maybe a director's assistant or a producer's assistant. So those are great jobs. And you're going to be learning your stuff that will allow you to become a DP in that area. Like, it makes perfect sense that you go to the environment that you want to be in and start meeting those people and learn from those people. The best way to get into that environment is through paid jobs because you have to have got a paid job to get on those sets. Like, these sets, you don't go to these sets and you work for free. Like, you don't want to do that. You want to actually get hired to be on that set. And they don't they don't hire people to work for free anyway because everybody has to be paid and covered under the insurance. This is professional. This is not like, hey, let's all get together and shoot something. So start to open your mind to going into the environment where you're actually going to be able to build a career. That will suit you very much. I think it's like the ego that keeps people like, I just got to work on my craft and do what I know to do. But 5 years and 10 years will pass really fast, and then you'll be 10 years older. And then you'll still be trying to break into the industry and get things going, but you won't have any of the people, none of the credits, none of the experience that you could have been making that entire time. So instead of making the projects now, that's not going to get you in and nobody's paying attention to those. Instead, what you should be doing now is learning on these professional sets and meeting everybody. Starting these relationships so that people are like, oh yeah, I remember like a year ago we worked in this music video and oh wow, you moved up to ACing. That's amazing. And oh, you work with that person? Yeah, I work with them too. Like you want to start like thousands of those kind of conversations. I think that a lot of us are thinking about like, I just need one person, one job, my first job to get me in and then everything will be taken care of. Oh, not at all. This is a very highly desirable industry that everybody wants these jobs, including production assistant jobs. It's very much a privilege to get a production assistant job and a director assistant job, obviously a producer assistant or camera PA job. It's a privilege to get all of those jobs, and thousands of people want those jobs right now. So don't poo-poo the jobs on the professional sets if you're starting in some of these lower jobs. Those jobs are gold to meet everybody, to learn your craft from being there while everything is shot right in front of you, where you're able to learn lighting and learn producing and learn by working in production and help solve problems and start these relationships. The jobs are not a job. The jobs are opportunities. The reason why you do those jobs is to learn and to get connected into the professional industry, which is where you're going to be building your entire career. So I know there's a lot of you guys that are shooting your passion projects, working in weddings, being a photographer, but your goal is to become a DP for Netflix. And you're like, well, somehow that's got to happen. Now, the problem that you have is that you have not defined the somehow. You don't have clarity on how that exactly is going to happen. And let me tell you, it's not going to happen from the outside. It will only happen from the inside. So the clarity that you need is to realize that you need to get inside on a Netflix set, on an HBO set, on Showtime sets, on MTV sets, and meet people and start learning and working in that environment. That's where you need to spend at least 80% of your focus and time is getting on these professional sets so that you can meet everybody. It does not matter the job. You need to meet these people. You need to be in that world. And then what's going to happen is you're going to be like, oh my gosh, now I understand. I see the light. I understand how I can take my projects and turn them into something now. Because you see projects that are being made all the time professionally. You work on the finished product all the time. And you can be in the production offices and see the development of these projects right before they're being shot, and then you can see them being shot. So it will link up in your mind like, this is not a long shot. No, this is something that I'm doing with my life. I work in the film industry. See, the value of working on these professional sets as a production assistant and these other jobs is getting the inside look on what it is to actually make a film. See, the benefit of getting on these big sets as a production assistant or any job that you can do is you're actually starting your career. You're actually becoming a DP. No matter the job, you're actually becoming a DP or a director or a producer. It does not matter the job you come in at, but you're on these sets becoming that because you're there. If you're not even starting that process and looking for the industry to discover you, you're not starting your career at all. You're having a good time with your friends and feeling like you're doing some important work out there, but you're not developing your career. And I am very interested in helping people develop their careers because I know that the best life comes from the career. I wanted to work for National Geographic. That gave me my direction to meet the people from National Geographic immediately. Like I knew I needed to meet wildlife filmmakers and producers and wildlife photographers. I need to meet those people so that I could learn and start learning what they know and have them know who I was. So that gave me the direction straight into the professional world immediately, and I'm so grateful for that. If I had gone to film school, then I would probably be making passion projects, and then I would be like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I have to wait for my wildlife film to get discovered by National Geographic. And I would probably psych myself out, compare myself to all these other people, and be like, I can't do this. I mean, I'm not creative enough. I don't have the eye. I don't know. This is like not going to happen for me. But luckily, I didn't do that. Luckily, I'm like, I just want to join that clan, that professional clan, and learn what they know. Sometimes you make the most progress in your life when you just have a very simple idea and you don't overthink it. You don't think too much about it. You're just like, I want to meet those people and learn what they learn. Okay, that is really good because now you're going to go into the professional world and start meeting those people. They will start teaching you everything, and then you will move in that direction. And you can move very fast because who's in charge of that? You are. It's all shoots, and you can work on these shoots. It's all people, and you can meet these people, and you can get paid. And you can do that instead of working in a day job and making your passion project. So I hope this episode gives you some clarity on what you need to be doing now to start an actual career. I love to guide people into becoming a DP and director and producer and sound mixer because this is my world. If you come in with Friends in Film, you're going to learn Netflix sets, MTV sets, working with Paris Hilton, working with Jeremy Renner, working on these big sets because that's my world. If you come in with Friends in Film, you're going to be getting on these big sets, which is where you make a career. Now you might be wondering, well, aren't there some smaller intermediate sets that I can get on? Well, my question to you is, why are you asking that? Why do you want to not get into the environment that you want to actually build a career in? The answer would probably be because I'm scared, because that just seems so unrealistic. But the smaller sets and the less pressure sets seem like that's like what I'm more comfortable with. Well, then you will stay in these small little sets and shooting weddings. And I just want to suggest to you that the reason why you want to kind of pull back in your mind is because you just have not experienced these big sets yet. You haven't seen yourself there providing value and interacting and helping out and learning and being on these sets. You haven't allowed yourself yet to see that for yourself, but you can. And one of the things that you may want to do is do background. I mean, that's the easiest thing in the world, is just to do background, just to see these professional sets, not to actually do background for a living, just to do background a couple times so that you can see the big sets. And now you'll be like, holy crap, this is not like on any website. Nobody, like you'll find that all the professional work that you get hired for to do background on is not posted anywhere. So how do all these people get hired? Well, they all knew each other and have worked together before. You need to get in that clan. So when you come in with me, I show you how to break into this business and get on those sets consistently and actually grow a career. Getting any job on these sets is a privilege. There are millions of people that want these jobs. So if you're not going to take them, like if you're going to be like, okay, I don't want to work as a production assistant, great. Then you're not going to be working in the professional film industry. You will be on the outside. But if you're like, I do want to get in and be with those people and start learning everything professionally, be on the big sets and learn and have this be my life, then, well, that's a great attitude. And I invite you to come in with these jobs and start learning, because it's not about the job. It's about the connections that the job gives you. Okay, so I hope this is helpful for you. And if you want to learn our methods further, then go to friendsinfilm.com/join. You can come in, get on our list, and then you'll get exposed to the craft certification program, which is our paid program at some point, and maybe you can join us. You can come in with us and get into the film industry in the city that you live in today. Okay, so thank you so much, and I'll talk to you guys later. So awesome. You've just expanded your mind about the film industry. So instead of taking stabs in the dark and trying all these different things, how about you focus 10 months of you working in the film industry with me helping you? That would be our craft certification program. If you're interested in that, go to friendsinfilm.com/join and come in with us. That's friendsinfilm.com/join. I'll see you there.